So I just spent an hour recording the weekly message and the sound didn't save. So that wasn't meant to save for a particular reason, but what's going on, soul family? Maybe I was just overcomplicating a little bit, and spirit wants me to simplify it and be more clear, okay? This week we're talking about the 2 of Pentacles energy. This is Capricorn energy and the yin and the yang energy. Okay, so 222 having faith in the process and the wisdom of the process, the wisdom of how things take time, the wisdom of the journey, falling in love with the journey rather than the destination. We have Taurus and Saturn energy that came out in the Astro Dice, and it came out in the reading I made last night as well. And that is calling our attention to, we may be putting way too much focus on material things, financial gain, the way that we look to other people, our status, like there's way too much focus on that, or there's fulfillment that's being attached to that, and spirit really wants you to pull back and be like, okay, how can we find security and balance within? Because you're trying to control physical or external circumstances to find your center, to find your security, and the answer will not be found there. You can't stick your hand into things and be like, oh, I'm going to control, universal energy. And I just heard playing God. Be aware of how you may be playing God in your own life right now and take a step back. You might be doing too much, juggling too much. There's a way that you can flow with things a little bit more easily and just focusing on balance. Okay, how can I find balance this week? What can I burn from the past ideas, thought patterns, things that I'm holding on to that are keeping me stuck in this place of just it's almost like you think by sticking your hand in things and trying to control that you're going to receive or achieve something that you are desiring, but you are actually keeping yourself stuck in a loop or an endless cycle of what you don't want to be experiencing. And like in this card, he's wearing a dunce cap. Like it's very much, he is supposed to kind of look like a clown. Or like maybe you feel like that. You feel like, I just heard the word spectacle. You're focusing way too much on how people perceive you physically, or like your physical environment, your things, your money, too much focus on the physical. And there's a need to focus on your relationship with spirit and yourself, and taking things day by day, even minute by minute for some people. We have the Princess of Discs. This is the Page of Cups that also came out. So we're getting a lot of energy this week about being in like Earth school, right? So these are life lessons. We had the Ace of Pentacles that came out at the bottom. So it's like you have a certain goal and you're receiving gifts already from the universe. Until you take your focus, and I forgot to show, we also have the yin and yang that came out on that pentacle in this card. That was such a good reading. There's so many like synchronicities. I talked about this card in the beginning and it came out, and you know what? Again, let go of control. It wasn't supposed to be that way, Maddie. It was supposed to come out more simple, right? So learning how to let go of control, the illusion of control, and you're really learning how to work with time, not against time. Because there is a lesson here about you might be thinking you're losing time the more that time goes by, or you're like racing against time, or okay, I have to do more, and I have to get there. It's not a race. Spirit really saying and coming through with, actually the more time that goes by, you're gaining wisdom. This is the student, like the eternal student. What am I learning right now in my life? The life lessons that you are learning right now, or Spirit is wanting you to learn, Spirit is really calling attention to these life lessons. And I feel like for a lot of people, it's about balance. Laws of the universe, what goes up must come down. Law of gravity. And you've been trying to defy gravity, and you can't. The song Saturn by SZA was also coming through because I was thinking of Saturn. I feel like love is coming in sooner than you think if you're single. but you have to stay focused on your day-to-day stuff. I just heard your day-to-day is not monotonous. How can you fall in love with the flow of your life and the things that you do? How can you infuse happiness and enjoyment and pleasure into the simple things? Because you have to master that, or else you're going to be constantly upset and frustrated and working against inertia. Everything's going to feel so heavy all the time. So yeah, something is like this is an illusion. So Spirit's really, really wanting you to see, how are you giving into certain illusions of control? How can we balance more and embrace the unknown? Just jump in, trust Spirit. The main signs that were coming up in this reading today were Capricorn, Aquarius, Aries, Taurus, and if I'm forgetting any, I apologize, but the earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, was really coming through, and Aquarius, Aries, also Pisces. I forgot to mention Pisces as well. But that period of time could be significant, November to December or winter season. Big shifts. You're preparing, okay? You're preparing for that next season coming up. Winter of 2026 is very big. January, February, March, 1, 2, 3. 222. Trust the process. Trust the process. Learn how to enjoy life. Things are just going to get further delayed, further delayed. You think that you're like delayed by the material world, or there's things that haven't reached you yet in the material world. No, everything's right on time. Trust the timing, trust the process. Really simple message, I guess, today, you guys. That's what Spirit wanted me to bring through. That's the energy check-in for the week. Maybe I'll stop it here and then come back later today, pull some more cards. But yeah, 707. She's giving Nicole Kidman from Practical Magic. I'm feeling myself today. You're supposed to be feeling yourself, getting into the dance of life, connecting with your sacral. You might be like super, super connected to external things trying to give you some sort of feeling. And you have to fall in love with feeling and embracing connection with Spirit, and like a proper balanced connection with the earthly plane and yourself, healing your relationship with the physical plane in your physical body is really what's coming through. And Spirit, just healing in general. Stop resisting. Have fun. Lighten up. I love you. Bye.